to have the conversation, staying with the very same topic, Carnival 2025. We're speaking this morning with Mr. Ainsley King, and Ainsley King is the president of Tobago, Trinidad and Tobago, as we get into the conversations about what's happening for Carnival 2025. Good morning, Mr. King, and welcome.
Morning. Hello, Tobago. Long time I haven't been home.
All right, it's a pleasure having you with us this morning, and we are, we're already in the carnival season. Things already start happening. We're seeing activities, events taking place. We're seeing competitions have already started. Before we get into, the administrative part of the conversation, in terms of your position as the president, how are you feeling about Carnival 2025 so far?
Very comfortable, extremely comfortable. This year we have started our preparations very early. So we are in a very, very good place. And we are seeing some very positive changes too. Actually, we actually use a lot of intelligence, into our planning and execution for the 2025 season. We also embark on some new initiatives which we have implemented, and so far the results is working very effectively. We have done some rebranding, and we have also reinvented the wheel in some areas, and our reasons for that is because we have recognized the need, because we are really promoting an art form that has been here from decades, from way back in Africa, centuries ago. And, we saw the need for innovation. So innovation have actually met with tradition. And it is working very, very, very smooth. We are seeing some very positive results, because we have changed from the Kaiso tent, our main Kaiso tent. We actually have 4, because we have the different zones. We have East, West, North, and Tobago. But we also have a flagship tent that used to be branded as Kaiso House for a couple of decades now. And we have changed the name, changed the branding of the name to the Kaiso Dynasty. And we have moved our venue to the Radisson Hotel, which has created a very comfortable and special space. And we are seeing an increase and also a change in the audience. We are seeing a nice mix where diversity is concerned, and we are actually seeing more numbers, right? We also created a venue around the Savannah that we have branded as the Tobago hub. It's a cultural hub that it is. And we are using that to facilitate other tents, and like, for example, I want to explain to you, like the Sugarlo's Kaiso Review, and Kokro tent, and well, other tents, like private tents, guys who are doing their thing. We have recognized that some of them have some serious challenge with promoting Calypso. So what we have done is to create a space that is fully loaded, well set and organized with a very high standard, so that they could have a space that they could execute their event at a very high standard. And we are supporting them by doing ads and so on for them, to help them to promote Calypso in a better way, because that's our intention, to bring more quality and more class, for the sake of making it more attractive and more visible, and we have also embarked on the Year Kaiso, which I will share with you later on. But for now, things are going very smooth. Let me allow you to ask whatever question that you may desire to ask at this time.
Mr. King, I'm wondering if there are questions left for me to ask, because I mean, you give me a lot of information. And you started off by saying that you were working with intelligence, because I know in the past, recent years, Tobago has had a lot of challenges in terms of being able to execute their responsibilities, their duties as Tobago. And now you're saying that you're in a good place, and you spoke about some of the things you implemented. Outside of the things you implemented, or leading up to the things that you implemented, what was the conversation like with the stakeholders to get you to where you are now, to be in such a comfortable place, to be able to provide the measure of support that is needed for the art form?
Well, it's always a challenge to share, to get the next party to understand what the vision is, and what it is, and how effective it is. So you always you always have that challenge to convince, and I think that the understanding is clear, the picture is clear as to what we are targeting, because at this point we are trying to create more space, and more space meaning to have to start practicing outside of Trinidad and Tobago. We recently had a trial run at the Apollo Theater in Harlem, and that turned out to be very successful, because as a result of that, we are looking at the data where ticket sales are concerned for Saturday. Saturday is the semi-final rounds of the National Calypso Monarch competition. And we are seeing an increase also in sales. And most of the sales online, 3/4 of it would have registered from the United States, and a mixture United States and England. So it seems like the diaspora is getting the message, and or we are becoming more attractive or more visible in the eyes of the diaspora. And I give this to the outcome of the show at the Apollo, right? So hence the reason that we have decided, because based on what we are seeing, we recognize the need for us to intensively promote Calypso, and rather than making it seasonal, and to erase the thought that Calypso is a seasonal thing. We recognize that in order to impact the mindsets of the people here in Trinidad and Tobago, that we will have to be kind of consistent, and we need to use as much time as possible. So we intend to make the year we have declared the year of Calypso, 2025, the year of Calypso. And we intend to use that to do our promotion, to bring the awareness, to even educate people, because what we have recognized is that a lot of people don't really know and understand Calypso and the value of Calypso, and the connection it has with our African heritage, because I mean it's deep, and it continues to contribute to our country in a vast way, especially where cultural diplomacy is concerned. Calypso has done a lot of work back in the 1990s, back to the 1940s, where cultural diplomacy is concerned, to put Trinidad and Tobago on the map of the world universally. I mean, a lot of people don't know this, but all this we intend to bring forth some education to the people of Trinidad and Tobago.
And this is actually a good direction to go for Calypso. I see, especially we know that the steel pan has also taken that kind of movement in terms of ensuring that there's a presence throughout the year. And so, I must applaud the efforts for taking Calypso on the international stage, not just as a seasonal thing, but to ensure that it remains relevant throughout the year. And not just internationally, I'm thinking, is there any plans to ensure that Calypso stays alive in Trinidad and Tobago as well? And as you mentioned, not just at Carnival time when you have to compose a Calypso for competition, but are there any conversations in terms of ensuring the culture remains alive, that the children understand how to compose Calypsos, for instance, that they understand the same history you were talking about where Calypso is concerned?
Yeah, well, activation is in place. They say dance yard before you dance abroad. Well, we are quite aware of that, and we know the foundation is important, and we have a lot in place for that, because although I've mentioned the foreign intentions, plans, we also, well, of course, we have a lot. And when I emphasize on the year of Calypso, I mean, I didn't say it, but a lot of work will be done right here, right? But the way the juniors are concerned, that is going very well, and I know a lot of people doesn't know that, right? The future of Calypso is looking very, very good. Where and we are able to assess that from our junior activities, not just this year but even last year. We a lot of participation is there, right? But we intend to spread it out more. And yes, we have a lot of educational programs set in place for the rest of the year. And we also and we are involving everyone, and we are making it all inclusive. And another thing that we are conscious of is that where the music of this country is concerned, Calypso basically formed the foundation of all the music that is practiced here in Trinidad and Tobago, even to the zest music, right? The foundation of every artist involving the zest music is really has Calypso influence in it, but we know that the influence of the world continue to impact and every culture across the globe, but the reality is that Calypso continues to be like that base, that foundation. And it's like the dough of a pizza. You decorate it all how you put the different ingredients on it, but the dough is the dough. The dough is the dough, and the dough is holding everything together.
Mr.
So
King,
so that is how we see it. Yes, sir.
Mr. King, just one last question. We spoke about Tobago and their attempts to really keep steel pan current, and we know the efforts of Tobago right now. What has Tobago's relationship been like over the past couple of years in terms of building relationship with corporate entities to really see that viability of the organization and help to finance some of the projects to keep Calypso relevant year round?
Well, the reality, my brother, is that influence attracts, right? And so far, what our redirecting of the way we operate and the way we approach and promote things has been attracting a lot of corporate sponsors. And we know that is what it really takes, because it's better when people come to you than you go to people, right? And we are aware of that. And so far we are seeing corporate Trinidad showing interest and lending their support and even asking, volunteering and asking how they could play a part in our plans and activities that that we intend to execute in the future. So where that is concerned, we are in a good place, and I continue saying we are in a good place. Okay, babes, I understand. Go do your thing.
I believe, of course, after establishing a brand, you kind of attract, based on what you're saying, you attract that kind of interest, building a brand. So we hope that as Tobago continues to build and establish the brand, that, we continue to have more buy-in and more persons showing interest to ensure the sustainability of the organization as well. Mr. King, we wish you the very best for Carnival 2025 and beyond. And of course, keeping Calypso alive in Trinidad, Tobago, the Caribbean, the regions across the globe, and ensuring that Calypso remains relevant on international stages as well. So thank you so very much, and do have a wonderful, wonderful day. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've been speaking with Mr. Ainsley King, president of Tobago, talking about Carnival 2025 and their projections. Before we go to a break, we have the photo of the day. Photo of the day this morning. Can you guess where this photo was taken from? This photo of the day was sent in to us this morning by Rashid Zier. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. Photo of the day. Can you guess where this photo was taken? So please leave your comments on our Facebook and our YouTube live streams. Don't forget also, viewers, that you have to let us know who you're supporting. I see the comments are coming in. I see they're talking about health pussy. I see they're talking about legislature. I see all kind of things coming in there on the comments. Keep the comments coming in. We want to know who you are supporting for our own thing. Yes, THA inter-departments taking place there tonight. So don't forget to leave your comments. We've got to go for a short break before we continue conversations this morning. And as we go, we invite you to help us. Share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.